The first thing they noticed was the smell. Sergeant Liam Stroud stepped onto the training ground, and the Vakari warriors recoiled, not from fear, but from the acrid scent of gun oil and old metal. In his hands, he cradled a weapon their sensors couldn't even classify as a threat. An M14 rifle, 70 rounds in 4 magazines, each bullet a finite promise of consequence. The Vakari champion, Thoraxis, clicked his mandibles in what passed for laughter among his kind. His plasma lance hummed with unlimited power, drawing energy from the quantum batteries that every Vakari wore like a second skin. Around him, 50 warriors held similar weapons, sleek, silent, capable of 1,000 shots without reload. "Human," Thoraxis called out, his translator rendering contempt perfectly. "Is this a joke, a tribute to your primitive past?" Liam checked his rifle's action, the click-clack of metal on metal foreign in this arena of energy weapons and force fields. "It's what I know." "You bring limitation to a test of unlimited force." Another warrior gestured at the obstacle course ahead, a brutal maze of reactive targets, moving threats and combat scenarios that would test them all. "You'll fail before the first sector ends." Liam settled the rifle's stock against his shoulder, feeling its familiar weight. There was truth in heaviness, he thought, truth that made you choose carefully. "We'll see." The course began. The Vakari burst forward in a storm of plasma fire, their weapons spitting silent death at every shadow, every movement. Why conserve what cannot be depleted? They moved fast, shot faster, turned combat into a light show of overwhelming force. Liam moved differently. He knelt behind the first barrier and breathed, watched. The reactive targets had patterns, chaos designed to simulate battle, but patterns nonetheless. He counted heartbeats, measured distances with his eye, felt for the wind that even this enclosed space generated through ventilation. His first shot cracked like thunder. A Vakari warrior spun, startled. In their rush forward, they'd forgotten that sound itself could be a weapon, that noise could rattle concentration. Liam's bullet had taken out a target 50 meters distant, center mass, a target the Vakari had missed entirely in their spray of energy. He moved. 4 shots in the next sector, 4 targets down, while plasma fire painted the walls in useless light. The Vakari realized they were running ahead without scoring, while the human with the ancient rifle was perfect in his economy of violence. Thoraxis snarled, focus, accuracy over speed. But the doctrine had already infected them. For beings who'd never known shortage, restraint was a foreign language. They tried to moderate their fire, but their training, their instinct, their entire evolution had prepared them for overwhelming force. Their fingers found triggers too quickly, held them too long. Liam cleared the third sector with 7 rounds. He'd learned each shot as a cadet, learned it until the rifle became an extension of thought, until discipline carved neural pathways deeper than instinct. Every trigger pull was a meditation, every breath between shots a prayer to the god of consequence. "What is truly powerful," his instructor had once said, "is not the ability to act without limit, but the wisdom to know which actions matter." The course's final sector erupted in chaos. Multi-directional threats, targets worth different points, hostage scenarios requiring split-second identification. The Vakari, already depleted from their earlier profligacy of attention, began making mistakes, firing at shadows, missing high-value targets. Their unlimited ammunition couldn't solve the problem of limited judgment. Liam took 20 seconds to survey the sector. Then he moved with surgical precision. 12 rounds, 7 targets, the ones that actually mattered. 3 shots passed within centimeters of holographic hostages that the Vakari had simply eliminated along with their captors. His final bullet took out the command node that ended the scenario, a target so obscure that only someone truly watching would have noticed it. Silence fell, the kind that precedes understanding. The scoreboard materialized in holographic light. Liam Stroud 98.7%. The highest scoring Vakari 71.3%. Thoraxis approached slowly, his weapon lowered. How? We had everything, unlimited power. Liam ejected his last magazine, 3 rounds remaining. That was your problem. He met the alien warrior's compound eyes. You never learn to choose. When every action is possible, every action becomes meaningless. But efficiency isn't about maximizing output, it's about perfecting intent. Liam safed his rifle. This weapon taught my species something your technology let you skip, that limitations aren't weaknesses to overcome. They're teachers. They force you to think before you act, to make every movement count. A younger Vakari warrior stepped forward, mandibles quivering. You mean you were stronger because your weapon was inferior? No, I was stronger because my weapon required me to be disciplined. Liam looked at the course, then back at the assembled warriors. Your weapons are magnificent, but they let you forget the oldest rule of combat. The fight isn't won by the warrior who can shoot the most. It's won by the warrior who makes the right shot. Thoraxis was quiet for a long moment. Then he placed one clawed hand over his chest in a gesture of respect. His mandibles clicked softly, acknowledgement of something unexpected, but valuable. Liam slung his rifle over his shoulder, feeling its weight settle into the familiar groove. Philosophy and warfare were never separate for us. We learned that when we learned to count bullets. As he walked toward the exit, 50 Vakari warriors stood at attention, their limitless weapons suddenly heavy with a possibility they'd never considered. The possibility that power without wisdom is just another form of weakness, and that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in what you can do, but in what you choose not to do. The smell of gun oil lingered in the air long after he'd gone, a reminder that evolution doesn't always move in the direction we expect, and that the most advanced technology in the universe still can't replace the human quality called restraint. In the end, Liam thought as the station's artificial sunset painted the corridor in shades of amber, they'll either learn it, or they'll learn why we're still here despite having less. Both lessons, he knew, carried their own kind of power.